What is up, NFL draft fans? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and y'all been liking these interviews. If you're a draft fan, you're a real draft head, not a casual, but if you're a real draft head, y'all been liking these interviews because we've been bringing you a lot of bangers and a lot of exclusive interviews for a lot of prospects a lot of people aren't talking about, but y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. We dig deep below the surface, and we find these gems, and I found me another one. Now, last week, we had some offensive players. This past Monday, we had an offensive lineman, but y'all know I'm a defensive guy. Y'all know I'm a defensive guy, and I like disruption. I like havoc. I like chaos, and this guy definitely represents that. So he was so kind to take some time away from his busy schedule as he gears up for his pro day in the NFL draft to come on our show and talk to us. So CFO fam, let's give a warm welcome to my guy, Elijah Alston. What's going on with you, bro?
So how you doing?
Good, man. I'm chilling, man. So we're talking, before we came on cam that you gearing up for this process. So what has this journey been like for you as you're gearing up for your pro day and for the NFL draft?
Man, this process, it's been fun. It's been kind of nerve-wracking at the same time. Like it's been a process. That's what I can say. It has its ups and downs, but for the most part, it's been a process.
Yeah. And see, a lot of people don't understand that. We sit back in our chairs and our couches and watch the combine and just think, okay, why did he run a 4.5 or 4.6? They don't know every little minor detail that led up to what you guys are going through as you gear up for combine, pro days, senior bowls, this and that, interviews. Like, it's a draining process to try to get to the ultimate level. But like I said, we are pushing for you. We're pulling for you. And we hope to see you get your name called on draft day. Now, let's go to your story. So you grew up in Virginia, you played defensive end, played defensive tackle, was a top 50 player. So how did you come into the game of football? Like, where does your passion and love for the game of football come from?
Honestly, my love for the game honestly started, I was like really young. I was probably, I would say about 5, 6 maybe. I've never played flag football ever. So it was like off rip, I was thrown into the world of full pads. I think that's where it kind of started. I fell in love with it, and then over time, it was kind of like my escape from reality in a sense.
Perfect.
It's a game, so it's like running around, having fun, not having to be, I hear my mom like, "Oh, do this, do that, do that," like, or just being in my environment. It was something different. It was something to clear my mind.
Yeah,
that's really where it came from.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people lose sight of that. We were talking about, gearing up for the combine and the Pro Bowls and the draft, right? It's a game. It's to have fun. It's kind of, to create that creativity, that freedom. Me personally, I like playing football because I love to hit people. I just wanted to hit people, and I was getting in trouble for school for hitting people. So it's like the coach said, listen, come over here, bro, and you can hit people all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's that stress release, but the passion that comes behind the game of football, a lot of players enjoy. You spent 5 seasons at the University of Marshall, 108 tackles, 9.5 sacks, interceptions, tackle for losses, forced fumbles. It was all there. So what was that experience like playing for the University of Marshall?
Not gonna lie, like being in Huntington, West Virginia is a different world. Mm-hmm. It's not like your New York City, Dallas, Miami, like big cities. Mm-hmm. Huntington, West Virginia is not built for the weak. Mm-hmm. Like you go out there, it's blue collar. Put your hard hat on, and we going to work. That's what Huntington, West Virginia is like. But overall, I feel like when it comes down to just my entire collegiate experience at Marshall, I enjoyed my time. I made the best out of it. I learned a lot of things when it comes down on and off the field about just growing up, dealing with things. I built a lot of relationships. A lot of people I can feel like I can call my brothers, consider family. So, but for the most part, Marshall, I had fun at my time at Marshall.
That's good, man. Yeah, Marshall has a lot of dogs, man. Talk about Mike Green, on that Marshall defense, but I'm, and Randy Moss, Randy Moss and Marshall. When you think of Marshall football, that's who really stands out. Now, you talked about Marshall kind of being different, not much to do, but then you transfer to a spot where there's a lot to do. You transfer to a city where there's a lot going on. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up, bro. This is where the interview could possibly go a little left. You know what I'm saying? This is where the interview could possibly go a little left. Your dog, I'm a no. You know what I'm saying? That's Bobby Bowden right there. You know what I'm saying? The legend. So I'm a diehard no. But you went to the University of Miami. Y'all dog walked us this year. So what was that experience like playing for Miami Hurricanes? Turnover chain, the U as they call it. I got so many friends that are Miami fans, bro. So they were like just foaming at the mouth to kind of watch this interview. So what was that like playing for Miami?
Hey, playing for Miami is fun. It's fun. It's different. I mean, you really think about it like you're in Miami. So
Right.
like off the field, however you perceive Miami is however you perceive
Oh yeah,
Miami.
I know South Beach. I spent some good time on South Beach, man.
When you step in that facility though, it's not like, oh, you think of Miami is just like, oh, we're in Miami. No, like you step on Green Tree, you better be ready to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. Like football is on Green Tree is different.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different world. That's a different field to practice on. I'm not gonna lie to you. So the standard being at the U is very high. Like again, put your hard hat on, get ready to work. We work out here at Miami.
Yeah.
So honestly, my experience at Miami was amazing. It showed me a different level of competitiveness every day on and off the field of what it's like to be at a higher level of football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you talk about that Miami standard. I mean, kudos to our coach Jimmy Johnson, who just walked away from Fox. We know what they was in 2000, but the standard of Miami football went up a notch. And I was talking about this player before a lot of people, and I said, "Listen, y'all, by the time we get to the draft, he's going to be probably number one on a lot of people's draft boards. Tuck you tripping, tuck you tripping." And that is your quarterback in Cam Ward. I know Cam Ward spoke very highly about yourself, said you a dog, hard worker. So what was that like when you got there to Miami and you saw, oh, we got us one. We got us one. So talk a little bit about Cam Ward and what are these NFL teams possibly on getting in that type of leader?
Now, I done seen some quarterbacks, but Cam, I ain't lying. Cam is a magician. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like playing with Cam is a whole different level of playing with the type of quarterback he is. Like that's not your average quarterback. The types of throws he makes is like it's crazy. Especially like having them throws made on you at practice.
Oh, I bet.
You know. So again, like knowing my position, I can drop. I drop, I cover people. Having to cover people in practice and feeling like, oh yeah, like my coverage is good. And then he throws this absolute crazy dime thread through the needle, and you like, how did the ball even get here? And
Yeah.
it's still there. So playing with Cam was crazy. I loved it though, but it showed me a different world of what it's like chasing after a quarterback every day like that. Because I can only imagine what it's like at the next level, chasing after a quarterback that good, who's good in the pocket, comfortable in the pocket at that, and can still make crazy throws, standing in the midst of craziness. Honestly.
Yeah, a magician in the pocket. Like I said, man, even though I was kind of hurt, I told all my friends who are Miami fans, I got you one, man. I was hurt because I knew it was coming. I knew what you guys had with your wide receiver and Damian Moore. I'm like, they just missing that one quarterback. And when I saw that tweet that Cam Ward is going to Miami, I said, we got some problems. So, I'm going to keep it cool because he dog walked all over us in Florida State, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of felt it was going to happen. Now, speaking of defensive side of the ball, you also got to play with Coach Taylor, who was a defensive line coach there in Miami. So what was that experience like playing with the Hall of Fame, coach that with that caliber? Because, Coach Taylor, when I came up, he was one of those ones, especially coming off the edge. So what was that experience like?
Playing under Coach Taylor, I feel like it was a fun experience. It was different. I feel like not a lot of kids get the opportunity to play under of a Hall of Famer. That gold jacket means something. Yeah. So I feel like it was kind of fun learning a lot of things from his perspective as a coach and learning it as a player, a former player. So I feel like that kind of that coaching experience, that learning experience was definitely different. But I feel like throughout that whole process, I had a lot of fun learning and also playing for him as well.
Yeah. And I apologize for the kids watching the channel. Coach Jason Taylor, you know what I'm saying, that played for the Miami Dolphins because his son's playing Mason's going to be in the draft as well, tight end for LSU. So I forget the age gap when I talk about Coach Taylor and Jason Taylor. I feel like everyone in my audience should honestly know that. But yeah, man, he was definitely a dog, and some of those traits you can kind of see could carry over to your skill set. Now, when I watch your film, like I said, I saw disruption, I saw motor, I saw this causing havoc, hard working. I love guys whose motor doesn't burn out. They're constantly flowing to the ball. So I see that demonstrated with you. But what would you say is like your strongest trait when it comes to your skill set?
My strongest trait? Having fun.
Yeah.
If having fun is a trait, that's my trait right there. I like to have fun. I like to run around. I like to make plays. But I feel like my strongest trait is really to go out there put my head down and have fun and sacrifice whatever it is out there for the guys I'm playing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that is a strong trait, right? Because sometimes, like, we play in football. There can be days you really don't want to be out there, but to have someone that can go out there and have fun, ignite the team, it can kind of have a ripple effect. I might be feeling down and out, but if Elijah's out there running around having fun, it's like, okay, Tuck, I need to pick things up. You know what I'm saying? I need to pick it up, right, and get things sparking. So that's definitely a leadership quality that a lot of NFL teams are going to be looking for. Now, you're preparing for the NFL draft. You spoke about your training earlier. Like, what has been like the main point of emphasis? Like, okay, I got to get ready for the next level, because I was able to kind of get away with it at Marshall and Miami, but when I get to the NFL level, I'm going to really need to work on that to really have the same type of impact.
I feel like some of my main focus keys during this training process is, I would say, just learning and breaking down a little bit more ball, and honestly, probably like just staying on top of my body for the most part. Just making sure like I'm ready to go. I'm fluid. I'm not tight all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anything that makes sure that I'm healthy for the most part. But I feel like those would probably be my two main points of emphasis.
Yeah, and that's key. That is key, because when I was at the combine this past week, you guys are lucky in 2025. You got so many gadgets, and I saw these guys have these patches on their knee that like to take out swelling. Like, we had to get ice packs and wrapper. You know what I'm saying? They have all these different things, but taking care of your body is going to be the most important thing. Your nutrition, your sleep, all of it goes into what's going to translate out on the field Sunday. So it sounds like you've already got your mindset wrapped around that. That's what it's going to take for you to elevate at the next level. So speaking of your preparation, we just had an offensive lineman on our show this past week, and he was talking how he prepares for guys like you. But when it comes to preparing for he was like, okay, we watched the film, they bull rush, they speed, power type of guy, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I punch him in the chest a few times, get him off balance. It's light work, right? But when you're preparing to go against some of these offensive tackles, like, what is your preparation like in your study habits?
First, we gonna either when we get our little scouting report, or I do my own personal scouting report, we just gonna go down the list from tackle to tackle. We're gonna go down height, jersey number, weight, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that. Then as we turn the film on, we're gonna watch how many times they kick set, the angle of what they kick at, they pad level, hand placement. We're also gonna pay attention to how they move. So if I do an inside move, how does he react to an inside move? Is his inside foot, is he gonna plant it, or is he gonna pivot it? Is he gonna open his gate going inward? Just same way going outside. So like, again, his hand placement, what type of puncher he is, his set, his body posture when you work certain things. Can he take power? Can he take speed? Can he dance? Like, same thing, like in a sense of what offensive linemen say they look for. We pay attention to the same thing, but I feel like we do it more detailed to an extent.
Yeah, and see, a lot of the average fans, they don't understand the chess match that's going on. They just think, okay, you just rushed off the edge. Now, sometimes you're able to beat, the offensive tackles in that magnitude, right? But there's a lot of different nuances that goes on through the course of the game. It's almost like a boxing match. You're kind of setting up that jab to set up your knockout punch. So like you said, sometimes set up the upfield pass rush that can set up your inside rip or your spin move. So, a lot of people really don't understand that. So it kind of goes to show the preparation that goes in preparing for Saturdays and Sundays is extremely important. Now, there are some guys that kind of go out there and play, but at the NFL level, you're not going to be able to get away with this. So your preparation is going to be key. And it sounds like you already got that all in gear. Now, when it comes to your skill set, coming up in VA, like, was there any particular player that you saw and kind of mirrored your game? I mean, you talked about Miami. Was there anybody that you say, what, that's what I want to do? Like, that's the type of guy that, I want to take some of those traits and apply to my skill set.
Honestly, I feel like growing up playing football, I never really had like a major influence of a player that I was like, I want to play like him. It was really like I know I'm athletic. I know I'm twitched up. Now it's just like, can I train myself? Can I get, train hard enough, get extra work to make it apply to what I needed to apply to? By the time I hit college, I had a few teammates. Like 2019, when I first got to college, I feel like one of my former teammates that I like to watch play, or just practice in general was Darius Hodge.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he moved. We kind of related in the same. He was twitched up. He was super athletic, crazy, explosive. Like
mm-hmm.
that's just. And that year, that was a guy who I was like, yeah, like I like his style of play. Like, I feel like as time kind of grew on, like I feel like I started watching like Von Miller. I like Von Miller. I like his twitch, his athleticism. Khalil Mack. I like his power finesse moves. And then I feel like as we got closer to the years of by the time Michael Parsons got in, I feel like that was a little bit just a step closer to what I play now as far as position. So I feel like those three players are league-wise were the people that I sit down and actually watch. I feel like I compare myself to.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not going wrong comparing yourself to to Khalil Mack, Von Miller and Micah Parsons, because they can definitely get after the pass rush, but they also can defend the run. I feel like you can do that as well. You want to be balanced, right? You don't want to just be upfield rusher. You want to be able to set the edge and do all the things in between. I always kind of say, focus on your dinner before you get to your dessert. Stopping the run first, and then when you get in those 3rd and longs, then you can really peel back your ears and go hunt, and that's something you can definitely do. Now, when it comes to preparing for the draft, you got your pro days and everything coming up, but what would be something you would want an NFL organization to learn about you and understand, who is Elijah Alston, not only just a player, but most importantly, the man off the field?
I feel like something that I feel like they need to at least know about me is that just not a regular player. Like I feel like I bring forms of leadership and energy on and off the field towards my teammates, and just not only just my teammates, the people around me. I like to be an influence in a good way to, again, my teammates and also the people in the community. I love to leave a good mark, good spirits everywhere I go, to just to make people around me smile. I feel like that's my biggest impact of just being around. Other than that, you got you a good ball player that can make a name for it, not only for myself but for the franchise I play for.
That's great, man. Like I said, it's important not to only have impact on the field but off the field, and you definitely demonstrated those qualities. I heard your coaches speak so highly about you. Everyone I talked about, it was like he's a good guy, leader, always kind of fun to be around. Now, from growing up in VA, who's your squad? Who you a fan of?
I ain't got no fan.
You just focus on ball. Yeah, he's kind of focus on ball. Well, okay, well that's cool. We gonna bring you to Dallas, and we're gonna pair you with Micah Parsons, and we're gonna have a disruptive backfield. How about that? We're gonna put you in Dallas, and Jerry Jones will make the call.
Wherever we go, I'm blessed to be there.
Now I know so many friends of mine would be excited to have a Miami player be drafted to Dallas Cowboys. I give up. They don't draft Florida State, so I just give up. But from the U, back when the Dallas Cowboys actually winning championships, of course, we were drafting out the U. So my guy Mike Tag, he's like, we got to start drafting out the U and then pair you in the backfield with Micah Parsons and cause that disruption. I am all for it. Now, I was telling some other guys that I had on the show this. Y'all probably don't know this, but when it comes to this game, I'm a dog, and that's NCAA 25. So I got to ask you this question because I dealt with this team all year, which is the Miami Hurricanes. When you hopped on the sticks, bro, were you playing with Miami, or were you spinning around with Ohio State, or running around with Jalen Milroe? Because I know these kids, these kids these days, they kind of scared to come out of tier 1. But who was you playing with when you got on the game? He's running with your squad?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really a video game type person.
Oh,
I got
man.
the game. Look, I signed up to be in the game. I'm in the game.
Yeah.
I played the game probably 3 or 4 times after it dropped. Mind you, I didn't even play it the day it dropped.
Oh, man.
So I played about 3 or 4 times to see where I was on the game.
Was you okay with your rating? Was you okay with your rating?
I ran around the game, played as myself, had fun, made some tackles. Like, all right, cool. And then I probably never turned my PS5 on.
Oh, man, that's man. That game, you know what I'm saying? For me, that was my game. I loved that game growing up. So I'm still on it. I'm probably about to jump on it after I get off this show with you, man. But I love that game. But everyone likes running around with Miami and Cam Ward. It's an extreme headache. So yeah, but yeah, you ain't got time for playing games. You too busy focusing on chasing the quarterback. So I get it.
There's time in the day to get on the game. I just don't put my time and effort into a video game.
I feel you.
Not where I put my time and effort.
I feel you. So last question. Okay, boom. We put you in the Dallas Cowboys. You're on the Dallas Cowboys defense. You are walking out that tunnel. What is in your headsets getting you prepared for your first NFL game?
Got to give thanks to the Most High.
Okay.
In my first NFL game, a lot of people don't make it there. That's a big stage, a big platform to be on. You can't do nothing but to honestly enjoy the moment, but also be thankful for that moment. Again, that's where you allow God to use you as a vessel to go show the world what it's like to be a child of God and have fun and show the world like this is what it's like.
Perfect. Yep. That's exactly. Always give credit, right? Because none of us can't do the successful. It's on our own. It's being God driven. Now, after you give thanks to God, put your headphones on. What you listening to? What you listen to?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not listening to nothing holy. I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, excuse me, Lord, for what I'm about to put on my headphones, but it's time for me to get to work.
We listening to some music, some that's gonna make me go crash out. That's the goal. I'm going out here. I'm gonna go crash out. I'm trying to take heads off.
Yeah, that was my song. You know what I'm saying? Little John, old song, knocking heads off. That was my thing. I played linebacker. You know what I'm saying?
That's so that old song.
Yeah, see, I'm showing you see the grades, bro. You see the grades, but that was my thing in my headset, man, to get me prepared for game day, man. But Elijah, thank you for coming on the show, taking time out of your busy schedule. For everyone who's seen you for the first time, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at EA2X __. You can find me on Twitter at EA2X _.
Definitely give my guy a follow and follow his journey. We are pulling for you. We want to hear your name called, unless it's Philly. I mean, because you kind of, you know what I'm saying, you kind of meet the temperament of what the Eagles like. So we might put this show on private. Yeah, I know for you, you know what I'm saying, but we might put this show on private, you know what I'm saying, for poster. Because I got a lot of Eagles fans who follow me. But best of luck in your upcoming journey, man. We are cheering for you. We're rooting for you. We cannot wait to hear your name called, and we're going to be rooting for you. So for you guys seeing from your first time, CFO Sports, if you love these interviews, subscribe. Follow the content, share the content. We got a lot more interviews coming up to give you insight with incredible prospects just like Elijah and many more. So turn that notification bell so you do not miss out. We want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Noles, man. Go Noles. Peace.
All right.